The last thing that Dr. Frederick Price and his congregation expected was a false and misleading ABC News story about their ministry. But that's just what they got on March 23, 2007, when ABC's 2020 aired a story on what it called secretive Christian ministry spending.
But how much of what you give do they keep?
Dr. Price, the Crenshaw Christian Center, and ever-increasing faith ministries were only a small part of the story. But that small part was a complete falsehood that shocked and outraged the congregation. Angela Evans is president of Crenshaw Christian Center and Dr. Price's daughter.
I could have never imagined that they would do something like what they did. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's really like, pinching me in my sleeve, Am I going to wake up? Is this a nightmare? Because really, it's really devastating.
Over a period of 3 decades, Dr. Price had built the church from nothing to a congregation of 22,000 members. The nationally syndicated ever-increasing faith television program, which has aired for 29 years, and compassionate missions to several of Africa's poorest communities. The crown jewel of his ministry is the 32-acre Crenshaw Christian Center and the massive Faith Dome, where 5,000 parishioners gather for Sunday service.
God sent me to the people that need it. You don't need to go to tell well people that they're well. You need to go to tell sick people they can get well. They're well people are already well. So our people, as African Americans, traditionally in this country, have been put down economically. And it's not just a message for them, it's a message for everybody. It raises everybody's sights to a higher level.
The 2020 story questioned whether the leaders of some large Christian ministries secretly misspent their parishioners' donations on themselves. Dr. Price and his staff were shocked. They openly shared the church's annual budget with the congregation. They were offended not only by the allegations of greed, but by the implication that material wealth is vulgar. This was the complete opposite of the message of hope and prosperity that Dr. Price had brought to his largely African-American congregation, where so many had experienced oppression and discrimination in their lives.
It's not in theology, it's not in denominationalism, but it is in the Bible. I mean, I can go to the scriptures and quote scripture after scripture after scripture that shows us it is God's will for us to materially prosper. In my own ministry and in others that teach along these lines, we've been telling people we're always going to have opponents because Satan is going to fight us tooth and nail so we can keep everybody poor.
But the worst shock of all was the dishonesty of the broadcast. Here is what 2020 correspondent John Stossel reported.
When I get to this church, I know that my money is being put to good, excellent use, without one question.
And yet her pastor, Fred Price, boasts that
I live in a 25-room mansion. I have my own $6 million yacht. I have my own private jet, and I have my own helicopter, and I have 7 luxury automobiles. So
at least he tells people about it, but many preachers don't advertise how well they live.
In fact, Dr. Price does not own those things, and he didn't say that he owned them. His words were part of a sermon about how a person can have many material things and yet live a spiritually bankrupt life. Here's what he really told his congregation.
Well, I was pointing out that there is such a thing as bad success. And I was telling you about what bad success was. I said bad success is I got $25 million in my financial statement, free and clear. I have no debt. I live in a 25-room mansion. I have my own $6 million yacht. I have my own private jet, and I have my own helicopter. And I have 7 luxury automobiles, so I never get bored having to drive the same car more than once in a given week. Rolls-Royce, Bentley, BMW, Maserati, whatever turns you on. However, with all of that, which normally all of the financial reviews would call me successful, but while all that's going on, my wife's making out with the gardener. And the cat raped the canary this morning. All of my children are on drugs, and I really don't know who my friends are, because I don't know if they like me or like what I can do for them because of my money. And I can't eat a decent meal and keep it down because my stomach is so full of holes from worrying that I can't keep any food down. Friend, to me, that's bad success.
I feel like telling John Stossel, shame on you and shame on ABC News for portraying my pastor in such a false light. At a minimum, I feel it was a reckless disregard for the truth.
And for it to be done so maliciously, That's what really got me. It was no attempt to gain the truth in any way.
Over the years, they've built up what I thought was an excellent reputation for reporting neutral journalism. And now they've sunk to the level of what I might expect to see in the checkout line at a grocery store.
It's appeared to me to be deliberate because we know the resources that they have, and they could have taken it a step further and determined whether or not the information that they received was correct, and they didn't do that.
The inaccuracy and apparent dishonesty of the 2020 broadcast brought a swift and angry response from CCC church members and friends. Hundreds sent emails to ABC News. ABC published an apology and correction on its website, but CCC felt it didn't come close to repairing the damage that was done. After the church demanded an on-air correction, ABC broadcast a brief apology that included this.
We'd used this quote out of context, and for that we apologize to Dr. Price and the Crenshaw Christian Center. And we apologize to you if we misled you.
Neither the Price family nor the church leadership felt ABC had rectified the harm done to Dr. Price's reputation. Dr. Price's daughter, Cheryl A. Price, is Executive Vice President of the Fellowship of Inner City Word of Faith Ministries, an association of inner city ministries founded by Dr. Price.
People who don't know or who are watching from TV, they may not have as much interaction with Dr. Price to know, of the things that he actually has, because he is very transparent and he shares everything. Sometimes our family thinks, oh, gee, you just tell all of our business, Dad. But, he's an honest man, and he always says what you see is what you get. And that's the truth.